Welcome back to Stewart Science. Today we're talking about different types of bonds. So it's a little bit different of a time now that I'm making these videos. We're coming down to kind of the end of the pandemic time. So I'm not going to edit these anymore because I'm not getting as much time to work on them anymore. So if I mess up here, it's just all going to be one take. So here we go. There are three types of bonds. There are ionic, which happen between opposite ions. There's covalent, where atoms share their outer valence electrons. And there's metallic, two T's, one T, where it happens between a metal and a metal. So the periodic table is kind of broken up in half by this little ziggity-zag stairstep-y looking thing. That little orange line that kind of zigs and zags through the right side of the periodic table. Anything on the right side of it, so all these elements over there, are called non-metals. And then anything on the left side of it, which is most of the periodic table, are called metals. If you have a metal and a non-metal, so one from this side and one from this side, they're on opposite sides, they're opposite ions, we call that ionic bonding. So if you have a metal and a non-metal, that's ionic. If you have two non-metals, so both of your elements are from this side of the periodic table, that's called covalent bonding, and in that case, those electrons share. With ionic bonding, it's because opposites attract. You have a positive from this side and a negative from this side, and the opposites attract. With covalent, since you have just two non-metals, they'll share their outer ring electrons. And the last one is metallic. So that's two metals. Anything from this side, usually it's the same element, will bond with itself in a metallic way. And we're not going to talk too much about that. I do want to call your attention to one thing. When you look at this periodic table, you'll see everything over here is red, and there's one red square over there. Hydrogen counts as a non-metal. Sometimes it acts like a metal, but for us, and really for most circumstances, unless it's really high gravity and really low temperatures, hydrogen counts as a non-metal. So hydrogen will form covalent bonds. I also want to call your attention to one more thing. Don't forget, this whole far right column number 18, are the noble gases, and they don't react to anything. So if I ask you what kind of bond they form, that's a trick question. They don't form any bonds at all because they're noble gases. So one more time to recap. Ionic are a metal and a non-metal. Covalent are a non-metal and a non-metal. And metallic are a metal and a metal. As always, this is Mr. Stewart. Keep learning no matter what.